town crier on the streets of the ancient fishing port of Dartmouth heralds our arrival in the English Riviera. Rivaling its larger southern European counterparts, the English Riviera, 22 miles of unspoiled coastline, 18 beaches and secluded coves, basks in an almost subtropical climate on the southwestern coast of Devon. Through the area runs the Paignton and Dartmouth Steam Railway, affectionately known as the Holiday Line, from the picturesque fishing port of Dartmouth to the bustling holiday resort at Paignton in the very heart of Tor Bay. The 7-mile-long line that meanders around rocky headlands and rolling farmland is also the line that never closed, escaping Beeching's axe by a unique takeover carried out by the Railway Society in 1972. Trains never stopped running. The new management moved in with a swift efficiency which is carried forward to the railway's day-to-day operations. Great Western Manor Class 460, number 7827, Lyddham Manor, was constructed in 1950 by British Railways, 2 years after the Great Western Railway ceased to exist. Withdrawn in 1966, the locomotive stood at the Barry scrapyards for 4 years before its arrival in the Dart Valley. Completely restored by 1972, the locomotive entered into regular service on the railway's calendar. Coal and water, two essential ingredients for producing the superheated steam that breathes life into these magnificent locomotives, are both available at the Paignton depot. The preparation crew, whose job is to clean, lubricate and raise the steam pressure to operating levels, ensure a good supply of coal and water are stored in the locomotive's tender before its duties begin. Leaving Lyddham Manor to the attentions of the photographers, we begin our exploration of the area at the southernmost tip of our map, at Kingswear and Dartmouth. The wide sweep of the River Dart, with its deep central channel, has provided a natural port for many centuries. The Anglo-Saxon Chronicle first records the use of the river as a safe haven and landing place. By the Middle Ages, the export of wool and grain to the Atlantic seaboard of Europe, Brittany, Gascony and Spain provided the port with good trade. In 1147, crusades to the Holy Land set sail from these waters. But 200 years later, the French attacked during the 100-Year War. The fortifications of the river mouth playing important roles in defending the port. Today, the port no longer exists as a trade centre. Instead of tall ships, pleasure craft cruise in the safe waters of the river mouth. One of the reasons for the port's decline is the deep valley in which it lies, making communications with the hinterland a difficult task. The most complete section of the old riverfront is Bayard's Cove. Many of the houses on the quay date back to the 17th century, their ground floor windows still bearing the marks of the shutters used as protection against the violent storms that can roll in from the sea. At the end of the quay is Bearscove Castle, one of the earliest recorded artillery emplacements, built by Henry VIII. The grandest building in the cove is the old Customs House, rebuilt in 1739. Moving through the narrow streets, where the buildings lean at odd angles, almost touching at the eaves, we arrive at the central point of the quay, where small boats are harboured against storms in what's known as the boat float. Most of this area of the old port was built on reclaimed land in the 16th century. And Duke Street has perhaps the most famous group of Dartmouth houses, known as the Butterwalk. Dating from 1640, the wood and stone carvings on the front of the building are typical of Dartmouth work of this period. Primitive, but robust. Dartmouth has always been used as a naval port. Two wooden-hulled warships, Britannia and Hindustan, moored off Sand Quay, provided the basis of the first Royal Naval College in 1863. A more permanent building, designed by Sir Aston Webb, the architect responsible for the Victoria and Albert Museum and the Admiralty Arch in London, was constructed on a hill overlooking the river in 1905. Many famous people, including members of the royal family, have attended the college throughout its long history. On the quayside, riverboat companies today capitalise on the area's fastest growing industry, tourism. For many years now, Dartmouth has been a holiday attraction. Not a hotel-lined resort, but a day tripper's paradise. To cater for the abundance of trade, a variety of river cruises and excursions can be taken from Dartmouth. What better way to enjoy the glorious, unspoiled scenery? If your journey on the railway should start at Paignton, a round-trip ticket can be obtained which includes a river cruise. Amongst the many interesting places passed during the cruise is a brief glimpse between the trees of the late Agatha Christie's home, now owned by her daughter. made it to Dartmouth, stopping short just across the river in Kingswear. A station building, however, was constructed at the quayside, next to the ferry landing stage, and stands today as the station restaurant. A whistle echoing across the river signals time to board the ferry, once operated by the Great Western Railway, and cross to Kingswear to begin a steam-hauled journey to Paignton. Lyddham Manor, now uncoupled from its train, performs the run-round manoeuvre which will take it to the head of the train for its trip to Paignton. The whole area surrounding Dartmouth has been widely used by the film industry over the years, and viewers might recognise buildings used as backdrops by famous actors and actresses. Bayard's Cove became Liverpool Docks in the Aneirin line, and Kingswear Station itself features in the film The French Lieutenant's Woman. The first leg of the journey sweeps alongside the river before turning inland towards Churston. Just less than a mile upstream from Kingswear, the hire car ferry crosses the river, guided by two steel cables securely anchored at either shore. When this service was first introduced in 1832, it was powered by an early steam engine. This crossing, known as Britannia Holt, has a manned signal box to control movements between here and Kingswear. Turning inland, the train begins the long climb towards Churston. Crossing Maypool Viaduct, the train next encounters the 495-yard-long Greenway Tunnel, in which General Eisenhower's special train was stabled during World War II for security reasons. Churston, the gradient varies from 1 in 66 to 1 in 100. Churston was once the junction for the branch line that served the busy fishing port of Brixham. Today, it serves as the passing place when two trains are operating simultaneously. From Churston, the trains pass through perhaps the most spectacular scenery to be seen on any railway in Britain. Crossing high viaducts and clinging to cliff tops, the line meanders down towards Goodrington Sands. Goodrington Sands is a self-contained beach resort. The largest water slides in Britain, amusements and beaches providing entertainment for young and old alike. Next to the beaches, the boating pool in Goodrington Park provides a chance for relaxation at a gentler pace. The final leg of the journey. A short run from Goodrington to Paignton station, the railway's headquarters. Paignton's image is that of the typical British holiday resort. Hotels line the promenade, which looks out onto miles of sandy beaches that edge the expanse of Tor Bay. Once home to a fleet of fishing vessels, now shelters pleasure craft. Along the promenade, families can be seen at play in a climate which supports tropical palm trees. The Festival Theatre plays host to famous entertainers, whilst opposite, gardeners are kept busy in the many acres of park that line the seafront. Known as the miniature Versailles, and once the home of the sewing machine inventors and manufacturers, the Singer family, Old Way Mansion stands in 17 acres of magnificent grounds. The interior features an impressive grand staircase beneath a vaulted ceiling painted in the Italian style. The town has many links with the theatrical world. The Palace Avenue Theatre in the centre of town has seen many now world-famous names take their first steps to stardom. The British Rail link to the rest of the UK stands right alongside the steam railway station, with high-speed trains bringing visitors from near and far. Torbay Cinema, owned by the Paignton and Dartmouth Railway, is the oldest purpose-built cinema in Western Europe. To assist with the smooth running of the railway, a computerised ticket system has been introduced. On the booking hall wall, a large mural has been painted depicting scenes from the railway. The station also boasts a large, well-stocked shop, which on some occasions has famous visitors.
Our special guest today is Mr. Bill Pertwee, star of Dad's Army and You Rang, My Lord. He is now in the bookshop, autographing copies of his new book. The next steam train to Kingsland will be at 2:30, calling at Paignton Sands, Chester and Kingsway for Dartmouth.
The railway has just introduced a new luxury train, incorporating a wine and dine service, known as the Riviera Belle. Locomotive and rolling stock maintenance is carried out in the well-appointed workshops adjoining the station. Coupled up and ready to depart, Liddon Manor sets off once more for Kingswear. Rounding off our journey on the Paignton and Dartmouth steam railway, we cross the river once more, where the town has taken on a carnival atmosphere.